see you. Die hard. Trap. We gonna do this one the right way. We in here forever. Yeah. Die hard, homie, die hard. You can check the swag, he the realest by far. Swimming in that blue and orange, he the lifeguard. Yeah, he been through pain, at least he got some nice scars. He can smell a trophy, yeah, you need it back to back. Represent himself, his own name is on his back. 10 toes down, try to stop him, he come back. Bandwagon hoppers, he will knock you off your tracks. You ain't saying nothing, Nero been here from the start. He been working in the lab to take his team and make it art. See him going over film to help him build and make him smart. He will tell you how he feels because he's real and he got heart. He will never fade away, he will never change his face. Everybody picking faves, and he's feeling out of place. Cause he is for the team, man, he always rep the squad. Like that Christmas movie, he gon' always die hard. City on my back. They ask me what's my name and it's on my back. I'm just speaking facts. We got big dreams, we ain't looking back. We be really die hard, yeah, that's a fact. We be really die hard, ain't no going back. Make the whole crowd rise like a thermostat. Fourth quarter, I'm the killer that's gon' murder that.
Bang, bang, guys. It's your boy Eru. I'm here. I haven't been here in a while, man, but I had to take a little bit of break. Speaking of break, I think I might have broke my back. For those that know, I'm training for this New York City Marathon. I think I might have broke my back because I've been hurting for I want to say 6 weeks, but over this weekend, it's been unbearable, so I can't even lift. Whatever. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but that's my status right now. A lot on the plate, as far as working, like I said, as far as training and stuff. But this is the beginning of the Knicks off season. Excuse me, the off season's over. The beginning of the Knicks season. Today is the media day, so we got to get busy talking some Knicks, man. So I got a lot to talk about. I purposely stayed away from the Knicks, and stayed away from arguments and stuff on Twitter, because that's the only thing that we really have to go to where you can get your dump as far as Knicks culture, Knicks, just the baseline of what people are saying because they're on their phones and stuff. But the whole summer people have been talking about the same things. Are you going to improve? Are you so young? Julius Randle needs to get off the team. Damn, every single day with that stuff. So my thing is with this pod today. This is media day. It's supposed to be brand new, so everybody needs to start off with a clean slate. Whatever your thoughts about Julius Randle done cut his hair, bro. Julius Randle done moved on to another thing. He doesn't even look the same. Same thing with RJ. RJ is bigger than he's ever been. We'll talk about that, as the pod goes on. But it's time to move on from certain thought processes. Because listen, we're not going to trade Julius Randle for nothing. There was some rumors that Mitchell Robinson, the Knicks are shopping him for first round draft picks. All bullshit. So maybe the Knicks was testing the market to see what they can get for him. And then somebody might have got a source that told them something, so they figured they'll put it out there. It's really all bullshit. Knicks for clicks, get the fans riled up for the start of the season, things of that nature. But before we get started, I'm going to ask, who are we going to get that's going to be better than Julius Randle? 25-10. It comes with a lot of baggage. People keep talking about his defense, but I mean, all that stuff is full, overblown, because there's a lot of players out there that don't play. You're not going to play 100% great defense all the time. Things happen, injuries. Certain guys just don't have it in them to do it like that. So you can't hold it against them that these guys are not defensive stoppers. Same thing with RJ. RJ used to be a defensive stopper at one point of his career. He's gotten older too. A lot of people forget about that. Yeah, he's only 21, but he's a pretty old 21. He's been playing a lot of basketball. You can see his athleticism is lost. You saw him in FIBA. He's basically a power forward at this point in his career. So the way that the players' bodies evolve, the way that their games evolve, Knicks' takes got to evolve too. Everyone's takes got to evolve as well. So take everything with a grain of salt from what you hear out there. Don't take all these beat writers' nonsense for for face value. Just take it for what it is, and also to just judge by what you see and what happens, and then go from there, man. So that's my little rant to begin the podcast, man. But I'm happy to be here. Like I said, let's get some basketball up on the screen. I got a Die Hard Knicks logo. Yeah, man, Dynix.com still has merch up. I think the merch was been up longer than I've been doing the podcast. So, that's how I roll with that. Everything about this thing is fun. I still enjoy podcasting. I enjoy sitting in this room, talking Knicks with you guys. I enjoy the chat. I appreciate guys coming in here and constantly supporting, hitting me up offline, want to know if everything's all right on my end. Everything is fine. Like I said, I think I might have broke my back. So, I mean, I've still got the New York City Marathon slate. I don't want to give up on it. But it looks ugly right now. Hopefully I can get myself together. But outside of that, I'm in a good place. Like I said, I love talking Knicks, and I plan on being here for like the rest of the season, 82 games, plus the playoffs. I got some more pods that I'm going to schedule during this week too, man. So Dire Knicks is back. Circle me. Look for me. Hit the bell if you want to. But I'm going to go on whenever I can, and I'm going to go on often. So so please continue to support. So anyway, hit the thumbs up while you had it. So anyway, we say what's up to everybody before we get started. We got Geraldine MacGyver. 11 months of membership, man. That's awesome. I can't find my clap button. Is this it? There it goes. I don't know if you can hear that, but you got the kids screaming in the background, for you, Geraldine. 11 months is a membership. It's only $5. The $5 goes a long way because you use 5 times 12. That's a lot of money, man. So aside from monetary support, thank you for always being here for the pods and showing up. Even if you're just coming on just to let me know that you're supporting. That's more than anything, man. Shout out to Mega is also, Mega is also one of the great ones here. Eru is a beast. I gotta bring it back. I gotta bring the monster back and start really, cutting these people up out here. As far as basketball is concerned, man. Holcomb is here hanging out with me. We got Mr. Jackal. You guys are the greatest, man. Jarrell's always lurking in the backgrounds. I love Mr. Jarrell. Jarrell died Giants tonight. Hopefully that he goes on tonight. I'll probably pop on with him at halftime to watch this Giants game. Shout out to Il Matrix. Il Matrix is actually the first moderator on this channel, so I appreciate everybody's connection here. Mr. Pudge. Pudge didn't change his name, but he's still Pudge. Shout out to Pudge. Always hanging out with us. What else we got here before we get started? Ajay is here. Mr. Ajay. That's one of the panel members on Steph's show. Thank you for coming in, checking me out. I didn't really put that together at first. When I saw Ajay, I didn't really think that was the same. The name didn't connect with me. You know what I'm saying? So now I get it. So Ajay, this is from Ajay that you see on typically that you see on Steph's show, Dope Soul Sports. Scrolling down, that's about it there for the people that's early on in here. Shout out to everyone that's going to come in later to watch this. But let's get into some Knicks stuff, man. Of course, we got a lot of wheeling and dealing going on here with the Knicks. Outside of the Knicks, you got Boston. Boston ended up getting Drew Holiday, which was a residual from this Dame Dollar trade. So I'm not going to be a hater. I'm never going to be that type of person. The Bucks got Dame. I'm not going to be the type of person that's going to be shitting on Miami because Miami didn't get him, because nothing is set in stone, because we were supposed to get Kyrie and Durant once upon a time. So I know how that feels. So I'm not going to be a dick and go at the Miami Heat the same way that they would go at us, because there's a different class of fan. I'm not going to be that classless fan. You might hear me say a lot of curse words and get boisterous and get really excited on this channel, but I'm never going to diss another fan base based off of what player that they didn't get, that they weren't guaranteed to get in the first place. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I said, we done been there and done that as far as the Knicks and stuff. But I mean, Dame Dollar going to the Bucks is incredible because it solidifies their team at this point. They had Drew Holiday before. When they won the championship, they really won it kind of on Drew Holiday's back, because once Drew Holiday started scoring, they become more like untouchable, really. Last season, Drew Holiday didn't really get busy like he did the year before. This guy Dame Dollar, he gets busy every day. So I don't know if he's going to average 30 points a game this year, but just him showing up 25, whatever he's going to bring, adding on to this guy Giannis, who's I mean, I can't even describe him. He's going to eventually have to start becoming a center because he's getting older, but we will that'll be something that progresses as time goes on. But as far as the way that he plays, he plays kind of like east to west. He gets to the foul line. If he can get to the basket, he's going to bang it. But if he doesn't have anything going, he has Dame now that could take over. Dame Dollar time, clutch moments and stuff like that, being able to hit great shots. These guys are not going to step in each other's toes on the court, which is incredible. Adding to the mix the ultimate third option, which is Chris Middleton. A lot of people are not talking about Chris Middleton, which is weird. I don't really hear, too many people really specifically talking about him, but that's the key right there, because you got Dame that's going to do his thing. Giannis does his thing without stepping on each other's toes. Then you got Chris Middleton in the mix now. Then now he really can relax and just be that third option. And he's really good at that. He's really good at oh snap, I forgot about Chris Middleton. That's what's gonna happen a lot with the Bucks this year if they can stay healthy. Chris Middleton has been hurt. He was hurt the year before they won the championship, and he was hurt last year. So if they stay healthy, all these guys, Dame is up in age. Giannis has had his share of injuries too. He was hurt in the playoffs. So I mean, if guys stay healthy, just like any other team, they're gonna be like probably the favorite to win the championship this year. As far as the Celtics are concerned, they went and got Chris Stapps. Chris Stapps was supposed to be a way to probably get Giannis out of the paint. Probably, I'm thinking that's what they're trying to do because Tatum and this guy, Jalen Brown, they're gonna be covering a lot. They're gonna be requiring a lot of defense. So it's a way to get somebody to come out, so it'll allow these guys more room to operate. And also Kristaps is going to play heavy minutes. He's going to play 30 minutes rather than having Horford and Williams, who got traded for Drew Holiday. It just instead of relying on low level guys like that, you got somebody that can average 20 in Kristaps if these guys get hurt, so they can play that game too. They lost their heart and soul when they lost my man to Memphis. I can't think of money's name. Shout out to the chat. Got Harlem CEO here. Gotta say what's up to you. So those that catch me stuttering and stuff about missing players' names and stuff like that, you guys get me right back on track, man. So they went and got themselves Holiday. Holiday is going to be their starting point guard. So that covers the base of them losing something. But one thing is going to have to happen now: chemistry. They're going to have to build chemistry. So the thing with these two top teams, that of course, probably by the end of the season, they're going to solidify themselves 1 and 2. But when it comes to chemistry wise, these guys are really going to have some growing pains going forward. And through the season, different stages of the season, they're probably going to have some bumps and bruises, or nicks and bruises. To shout out to my man Tony Crow. But we'll see what happens, man. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of other teams getting better. Because you hear people talk on Twitter, you hear people talk in real life too. They're like, oh, they got Dame. Oh, so the Knicks just need to like delete this whole era. Just let Dame get his championship and then come back on later. So that's another thing that drives me crazy. Are we Knicks fans, or are we just star hunters? We just hunting for people to become a star and just have somebody for us to worship. Even Drew Holiday. People were mad that we didn't get him. I think my man I am Jerome might have said something too in the chats that he was upset that we didn't get Drew Holiday. The thing is, we don't have that other guy though. So I get it. Trading for Drew Holiday would have been a nice piece to have to like lure somebody else, but to lure somebody else, you got to wait to a whole nother offseason, or force somebody to force a trade. Like say making a move for Drew Holiday, would that make MB just come out and say I don't want to be here no more? To force a trade to the Knicks. I don't know if that's enough. And like you kind of like stranglehold your team. I don't want to do that. So I appreciate what the Knicks are doing. They're ignoring all the noise from the fans and the media, and they're just basically doing their thing. All right, so let's move on a little bit here. The residual effect of this trade is Brogdon. So Brogdon got traded to Portland. So now Portland has to trade Brogdon. Now they had Drew Holiday. Now they got to do something with Brogdon. They're probably not going to bring Brogdon back. Thing is, Brogdon was a six-man of the year last season. So him coming off the bench behind their rookie star point guard might actually be something they might want to hold on to. So Brogdon might be stuck in with the Blazers. But aside from that, bringing it back to the Knicks, shout out to Big Nick Energy. Big Nick Energy was actually on this channel years ago. The head of Big Nick Energy, he was on his channel as a guest when he was with Fanside. He was doing the Knicks, one of the Knicks channels on Fanside. So he actually was on this channel, and I don't know if he'll admit that, but maybe that got the juices flowing for him to start his YouTube and stuff like that too. So shout out to Big Nick Energy and these guys here. I know who you guys are. You know who I am too. That's one thing too. That's what irks me too. That people forget that I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for a long time, and I have the subscriber count. You see me on Sim Show, you see me on other people's show too, but people act like they don't know who the hell I am. But it is what it is. I have to be more busy on my end just to get that respect. But anyway, shout out to Brogdon. Right off the bat, should the Knicks welcome a trade for Brogdon? Why, dude? Like, why would we try to get Brogdon? Same reason why. Why would we get Drew Holiday? To me, it's the same thing. How much better is Drew Holiday to Brogdon? Is it head and shoulders? You know what I'm saying? Brogdon just won the six man of the year. Before that, even though he was hurt, he had great statistics, made the All-Star team and this, that, and the other. So I mean, if you compare Drew Holiday's career, Drew Holiday made the All-Star team twice. You know what I'm saying? Is he a multi-team champion? No. A lot of years were just dead years in his career. Same thing with Brunson, a lot of dead years too, but he got his finally got some recognition this year. So I mean, why would we waste assets to get a guy like Brogdon? Same thing. Why would we waste so much assets to get Drew Holiday, somebody that's like he's gonna be a free agent also. We got to give up so much money and stuff like that. Teams are showing us now that they don't want a certain player on our roster. I'll talk about him in a second. As the pod goes on, but these little knick-knack players, we have knick-knack players. No pun intended, knick-knack. We have knick-knack players. So let's move on from that. This is my reaction on Twitter here, man. It's like Brogdon 10-year-old is a hard no for me. Let that shit go, bro. Let it go. Let all these things like these names, Malcolm Brogdon. Oh, Knicks need to get Malcolm Brogdon. But meanwhile, you're like, oh, we gotta do something with this guy. We gotta do something with this guy. There's so many other players on our roster that we need to talk about, that we need to put some respect on their name, because these guys that we want to bring to the roster, we have guys on a team that are better or just the same as these guys. So I'll keep it moving with that. This is media day. So today's media day. The shout out to the Nova Knicks here. You got Josh Hart, you got Dante DiVincenzo, you got Jalen Brunson, and my man Ryan Archinato. Archinato. I never will be able to get his name, man. Straight Italian guy there. But it's dope to see the guys together. It would have been even doper to have Mikal Bridges here with these guys too, man. So shout out to them. But it's fun. This is really for fans, really for them too, to bring Archie in here, because Archie definitely has no chance to make the roster more than likely, because we just have too many guards, man. Uh, what's funny here, I'll just jump right into it, is that aside from them being together, they're wearing like the old school glasses and stuff. Right off the bat, looking at Jalen Brunson, man, Jalen Brunson looks like Melly Mel, bro. Like now, once you look at it, you can't unsee it, man. Just look at Brunson. He looks exactly like Melly Mel. Shout out to like Melly Mel. He's been making news with his comments about hip hop and artists and stuff like that. Just a supreme hater. Like if Melly Mel had a Twitter account and he talked on Twitter the way that he talks on camera, like his Twitter account would be on fire. Because he talks so much shit about his era and other rappers and stuff like that. Meanwhile, he has every opportunity to put out new music and use the opportunity to talk well about himself and don't burn bridges and still make money and still put out relevant music and stuff like that. But he chooses not to. He chooses to use his platform and his fame as being probably like the first real MC, or one of the first. Because I think of Curtis Blow, I think of Grandmaster Caz, I think of a lot of other guys too that you can give that crown to. But Melly Mel takes the crown, he wears it very boisterously. But instead of using his talent and his stature to big up hip hop and big up himself and bring some more opportunities to himself, he chooses to burn it down. So it's just annoying to hear what people say about guys like Brogdon and whatever. Not I am Jarrell, but just some of the guys on Twitter, they just going crazy like, oh, we didn't get Drew Holiday, fucking Knicks are crazy, this and the other. It's too much. Like we already got Brunson. Like Brunson is our starting point guard. Could Drew Holiday play with Brunson? Absolutely. Absolutely. But we also have guys that are similar to Drew Holiday on our team already, and Brogdon for that matter. So let's get into that. This is Dante DiVincenzo. Shout out to his Instagram page. This is him just going through the motions here with his workouts and stuff. He looks like he has on his club clothes on, like a nice little t-shirt, got his chain on, got some cool sweats. I'm quite sure he got some cool kicks on too. Not even breaking a sweat, just going around, shooting around, working on his dribble and stuff like that. So I mean, how much better is a guy like Brogdon to this guy coming off the bench? I really think this kid Dante DiVincenzo, he has a big opportunity to do something special here with the Knicks, man. So just watch out for him. But it's not fair to call him up over some of the guys that we have here that's already established. But I mean, look at this guy. This guy, he's like I said, incredible shape. Just the way that he releases that ball, middle of the net, super quick release on a 3-point shot. He's able to get up on the rim, as you can see. Step back jump. He got the full bag. He kind of reminds me of like what's Doc Rivers' son? Forgot his name. Anyway, Doc Rivers' son, that type of thing. He's gonna bring instant offense. He's gonna bring defense rebounding, that type of thing. Toughness. Smart IQ. He's gonna bring the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But why would we waste assets that we have on a guy like that? So anyway, it's just interesting to see this man. I could watch him practice all day. The guy's incredible. Let's move on, man. Speaking of all day, every day, check out Mr. RJ Barrett and Julius Randle. Julius Randle got a new look, like I said earlier, man. He done cut his hair off, man. So I mean, he done evolved. My man got to the point where he grew his hair out for us. You know, he grew his hair out because he had a short haircut when he first came to the Knicks. Grew his hair out, became a different person. Started to go through his little journey. He has another little boy. He's still married to his wife. You know, and now he cut his hair. Now he's on a different wavelength. Now people change in life, but like the reason I keep saying it because like the same people keep putting out the same basketball takes left and right. But meanwhile these players done already changed already. These players are already done involved and got to the next stage in life. Meanwhile, the trolling is still at a peak level right now when it comes to talking about these players, man. So I'm anxious to see what RG is gonna do. Because RJ had a fairly decent summer. But what I like is the competition. He got to play organized basketball against great competition internationally. Got to be the number one guy a lot of times with Team Canada. More than likely, he was like number two, number three a lot of times as well. But he got a chance to basically play the same style of ball that he played, playing behind the Julius and Brunson. You know what I'm saying? So he got his feet wet or whatever. So I'm anxious to see if he's going to take the next step because his confidence is his stamina, his just like muscle memory is there now for playing in the summer. So I'm hoping that that will transfer on into the season where he doesn't have his typical shortcomings where he starts the season off slow. I hope he doesn't do that. I hope he just starts off right. I think that's our Achilles heel, starting slow and this, that, and the other. With the continuity, that's the big word with this team now. With the continuity, with these guys are with the front office is bringing everybody back, and not really adding too much to the mix. It allows guys to get familiar, and don't have to worry about learning new teammates and stuff like that. So I think that's interesting. Is this a video? Yes, this is a video. So this is him talking about Julius Randle. I'm not sure if you can hear. I hope you can. Yeah, so he basically said that he only played basketball with Julius for 5 years. So this is the only basketball that he knows. So you could take that for wherever you want to take it. But I just think these guys had a conversation before because if you listen to some of the other takes and stuff that out there, the audio bits that these guys that's what I would also encourage you to do too. Stop looking at just what somebody wrote of what somebody says. People they're taking these quotes off of actual video footage, from there. So just find the video footage rather than just look at the tweet and read the tweet and just go with that. Look for the video footage where you can hear him speaking through context. You know what I'm saying? So I just think they had a conversation as a team, or whatever, because Julius Randle, they asked Julius Randle about the agent, and then Julius Randle threw it right back at RJ. Oh, I just want to be closer to RJ. And then RJ brings up the fact that they were together for 5 years, and that this, that, and the other. So and they're smiling with each other, purposely sitting with each other, just to put it out there that these guys are not fighting with each other. They love each other. They've been with each other for so long. So this is a family that the situation the Knicks are trying to bring. They consciously are trying to get that off, get that picture off to the media. Shout out to Josh. Shout out to Josh, Uncle Fulio. He's also on Nothing But Knicks. He has the what's the hell is the show called? The controversy where he likes to talk shit. Everybody knows how Josh is. But Josh is always getting upset about the media. The Knicks are not making the players available for media. So anyway, media is there. I didn't have a queue, but they were in a room no bigger than my room right now that I have, with like a couple folding chairs and guys got their regular clothes on. It looks like it smells like hot dogs in there. You know what I'm saying? So that's the media. Oh, we need to ask the tough questions. Listen, man, these guys see the Twitter. Everything that's on Twitter can give them as much fire as any beat writer asking a PG question, and during media day like this. You know what I'm saying? So I could do it out media day with the questions and stuff like that because, like I said, we answer these questions every day ourselves. You know, as far as keeping guys accountable, the media is not going to keep the Knicks accountable. The Knicks fans ourselves around the world, we're the ones keeping this franchise accountable right now. As far as pressure to make moves and stuff like that, the Knicks are not allowing the media to dictate that narrative. You know what I'm saying? The fan, they're full aware of what fans are saying every day on Twitter because they acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? They have a really great social media presence, out there, so they really know what's going on with the pulse of what fans are saying. So they're keeping their eggs in on the on the wraps, for the time when they're going to use it when something big happens. So people that are just still waiting for that big thing to happen, I just think you should just let it go, because now 5 years with these guys, not much has changed in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to another player here. We can segue into that. Mitchell Robinson. This is a picture of him in all 6 seasons with the Knicks. Now, this is entering his 6th year, 2018 to 2023 right now. So if you look at it, looking at his body, of course, from 2018, he was a kid. Going up to 2023, he went from a kid to a man. Got maybe got a little thicker in his arms, maybe a little thicker in his traps area. His beard looks disgusting. You know what I'm saying? His hair hasn't changed much. I don't know what's going on with that. But he's a like a warm-hearted kid, Mitchell Robinson. He wants to like like I said, I mentioned in that he has like a kindred spirit, kid spirit. So that's a detriment to him because we actually need him to be nasty and disgusting out there. He just doesn't have that. He wants the opportunity to make big money. He wants the ability to just score and this, that, and the other, because that's how you get the recognition and stuff like that. So he wants to be showcased. He wants. The issue with this is that this guy needs to figure out, what it is that he could bring to the table for his position and what makes his career better. Because I mean, let me throw Shaq into the mix. Shaq was known as the most dominant player in the NBA history, right? Next to Wilt Chamberlain, get the ball, turn around, and just bang it on whoever's there. Bully ball, this and the other. But he could shoot. Shaq could shoot. Shaq could put the ball on the floor. So if Shaq came around this era, you would see a totally different Shaq. He would be facing up. He would be doing a lot of things like that. Because it just the era is just different. But the point I'm trying to make is that in Shaq's era, Shaq had to be Shaq because there was nothing but dominant centers all across the league. So Shaq had to be that bull because we played that way with the illegal defense and things of that nature. You needed a big man inside to be able to dominate and this, that, and the other. This day and age, not so much. But you do need the ability to score and just not just score, but just fill in the box and can control the paint. At all times, you need to be able to do that. For all of Mitchell Robinson's positives, he does not control anything that he's really doing down there. He just kind of like effort, energy. I'm the most athletic guy. He's strong now, but he's not really doing anything from a cerebral standpoint, rebounding wise, boxing out. Not just trying to dunk everything, but maybe sometimes instead of forcing the dunk, maybe just hit it off the glass one good time. Maybe give me like a turnaround, just lay it in type of thing. He doesn't do that. Everything is a dunk, and a lot of times it kills the game. So we got 6 years of this shit. Back in 2018 when he was blocking threes, so people thought that he was gonna do that for his whole career. He hasn't done that since probably since year one. He hasn't done that since year one. Block 3-point shots, consistently the way that he was doing it. So, like I said earlier, 2018, 2023, time changes. People change. Look how much he has changed. Look how much that game that we thought he had in 2018. Look how much that changed to 2023. You know what I'm saying? So, these are little tidbits to think about when you're looking at these players. You have to be realistic and stop thinking about what they could do and imagination. Oh, Mitchell Robinson is this, that, and the other. No, he isn't. A lot of people say a lot of stuff that he does this, does that. Is really a myth. You know what I'm saying? He shoots 70% from the field because as soon as he gets the ball, he's just jumping up and trying to dunk it with like 4 guys on him. You know what I'm saying? No basketball IQ, no court awareness, offensive awareness, no like no paint awareness. He doesn't intimidate anybody down there. You know what I'm saying? Outside of shot blocking. So it's a lot of things that he needs to improve on here. And like I said, it's been so long now, 6 years. Like I said, Julius Randle, these guys been together 5 years. So people change. A lot of things change, but still a lot of things stay the same too. So check out this roster. Speaking of staying the same, there's a lot of familiar faces here. They alluded to the Knicks basically keeping their starting 5. We're gonna start with Brunson. We're gonna have Grimes. We're gonna have RJ. We're gonna have Julius and Mitch. There really shouldn't be any changes, to tell you the truth. We've talked about it on Steph's show. We talked about it on Tony's show, where we're talking about taking out RJ, making him come off the bench, and maybe starting, Grimes with Quickly or Grimes with DiVincenzo or something like that. It probably will work a little bit better for what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to happen. Just not going to happen. So the starting 5, it is what it is. RJ and Julius on the wings there. Mitchell Robinson clogging the paint. Grimes is going to have to hit that jump shot, and he's going to have to do some more ball handling and contribute offensively. That's what we need from Grimes. Shout out to Brunson. He's going to do what he does. But bringing it back, like with the resources and just like how we are perceived around the league, there's no way that we can really get better. There's no trade out there that we can trade Julius or RJ that's gonna make us better. Aside make us go backwards, make us get us some draft picks and that type of thing. But we're not on that level. We're on a level now where we're progressing. We're a playoff team. We're trying to get to the next level. So just looking at around the league is not really much that we can do. Adding Josh Hart is nice. Adding DiVincenzo is nice too. But take a look at some of the guys that we have the returning. We got iHeart, we got Jericho Sims, uh, we got Quickly, we got Josh Hart. So my thing is, where are these guys gonna play, bro? If we run a 10-man rotation, and we run these guys. That actually could work, a 10-man rotation, but Tom Thibodeau doesn't want to run a 10-man rotation. As far as like minutes, some of these guys are gonna have to suffer. Shout out to Fournier. Fournier is disrespected all the way here in this corner here. So he's not a part of the plans at all. But it's not fair, that we have somebody that makes that much money, that really easily could be slid into the mix here. But we can't. So what do we do if we do trade Fournier? Are we gonna end up trading him for assets as well, for like second round picks and that type of thing? Somebody's gonna absorb his contract. What's gonna happen there? Same thing with Quickly. Quickly requires a lot of minutes. 25 minutes a game is where he should be at this point. Dante DiVincenzo, where does his minutes come from? Because if you want to talk about guys that filled that knife man spot, we're talking about Deuce McBride. We're talking about Derrick Rose, who we could talk about in a second here. Do I have Derrick Rose queued up? I believe I might have took him off there. Oh, here it goes. I skipped a little bit. So let me move this over here. So, I mean, Derrick Rose. Take a look at Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is basically Dante DiVincenzo. We got rid of Derrick Rose and added Dante. So my thing is, like, where does Dante play in the grand scheme of things? What does Dante DiVincenzo play? So I mean, he's gonna play. So I mean, I just don't know what to do. Julius is gonna get his 30 something. RJ should get his 30 something. Mitchell Robinson is gonna end up splitting time with Hartenstein. Grimes, where's he gonna get his minutes? He needs to get graduate into 30 minutes per game too. So then, like, where does Josh Hart fit? Where does IQ fit in this mix? Where does Don? We have a big problem when it comes to that. So all signs point for the Knicks to make a trade. But the thing is, where is the trade? What trade do we need to make? Was it Drew Holiday to consolidate some of these guards? That'd probably be the only reason why I would do that trade. Just to consolidate some of the guards that we have. But a lot of people here were talking about trade RJ for Drew Holiday. So then add Drew Holiday to all of these guards. Something gotta give here. And then we also need guys like Jericho Sims and stuff like that to step up and take control of their career as well. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about here as far as the roster and stuff like that. I don't want to get too crazy with it because I also would like to talk about it during the week. We can really break down certain things here, the way that I like to do it. But it's a question mark with this roster. Continuity wise, yes, bringing the same starting five back is going to be good. Having Dante DiVincenzo on the bench is going to bring some good vibes as well. But Derrick Rose brought good vibes too. So Quickly is back. He looks like he's got something to prove as well. Josh Hart is starting the year with us. So we got a lot of great positives, but how much better can his team get as currently constructed? And who are we looking at here on this list that's going to be given up for us to get better? What exactly is the move that the Knicks are comfortable doing to make us better? That's a big question there. So there's something that we could talk about during the week there. So shout out to Derrick Rose. Like I said, for those that get what I'm saying, Derrick Rose is basically Dante DiVincenzo. But the thing about that is that Rose didn't play. So this is very interesting, man. So let's take a look at some of the people on this roster here. You got some guys at the bottom of the screen here. Let me get this out of here. Shout out to Basketball Reference. Some guys at the bottom of the screen here. You want to talk about where's money at? Dylan Windler. Not really good at his name there, but we picked him up in the offseason. He's a small forward, 6'6". I got a chance to watch him play, when he was healthy and stuff like that. The kick and shoot. The kick and shoot. He played in the NBA since 3 years for Cleveland. Cleveland didn't really give him the best shot. I think he might have gotten hurt too. He was hurt a lot. So he's still young as well. Let me check out his age to be sure. 27 is not really that young, to tell you the truth. But if somebody's entering his prime, he might be somebody that might be hungry to try to get a European spot, or maybe a spot on the G League team, or maybe even a spot on the roster. So this is somebody to take a look at. Right now, according to Tibbs and stuff like that, especially based off of like some comments other players have made around the internet, is that a guy like Dylan Windler, he can average 40 points per game in the scrimmages, but he's never going to get a shot. So I just think that's the issue there with him. But it's just fun to talk about him. We got other guys on this roster too. Isaiah Roby, we talked about. We got to watch him in summer league. He was out of shape. He was hurt. He had surgery or whatever, and he was out of shape during the summer. So it was nice to see him. But from what we saw, man, it just didn't look good. It didn't look like we could trust him to be that backup power forward. Who else we got here? Let me just take a look at this picture. Who else we got here? We saw Deshaun Jeffries, Daquan Jeffries. We saw him in the summer. I really like this guy here, Dwayne Washington Jr., who's to the left of him. Also, too, we got this guy. What's this kid's name? This rookie. We got a rookie with us. Where's he at? Jalen Martin. We got Jalen Martin, as you can see there on the left hand side. Let me get rid of my man here. So we got Jalen Martin there. We got Dwayne Washington Jr., Daquan Jeffries, Windler, I guess, and then also this is Charlie Brown, right? So these are good players here. They're gonna give they're basically cones. They're basically cones for the rest of the Knicks players, man. But I really like some of their game. Like I said, Dwayne Washington, I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe if he was in a different situation or maybe came into the league differently, that he probably would be on somebody's roster in a rotation because he's that good. Ryan Archinato is another guy that I think if he had more opportunity early on. One guy I would like to point out here out of all these guys is Jacob Toppin. So we did lose his brother. We put it up here. We did lose his brother, Mr. Obi. So Obi's happy there. He got his nice little blowout, corny ass Indiana haircut, to match the hick style they have out there. Cornfield looking ass hair right here that he has. I'm hating on Obi because I think Obi had an opportunity to really play here. Tom Thibodeau was forcing him to play, got him to get his 3-point shot right. But everything else as far as him driving to the basket and making the right play, being able to dunk on people and body up and rebound, that's all on Obi Toppin. So the only thing that Obi Toppin is concerned about is lobs. And I say that all the time on this channel, right? And people get mad at me for saying it, but this is exactly what he says here. He said Obi Toppin said Tyrese Halliburton is the best passer in the game, and also said this season is going to be Lob City. So Lob City, the thing about that, guys, Lob City, how that worked in actual Lob City with the LA Clippers is they had Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. Both of those guys were disgustingly savage going to the basket, dunking on cats, taking bodies. Blake Griffin was the master at putting guys on poster. This guy Obi Toppin's afraid of contact. So miss me with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Miss me with that. Obi Toppin's afraid of contact. So get out of here with that, man. Lob City. It can only be Lob City if you're gonna bring that terror. Shout out to Jason Kidd. If you want to make a comparison, Obi Toppin could be Kenyon Martin. But what's the difference between Obi Toppin and Kenyon Martin? Kenyon Martin is borderline psychotic. Thank God that he played basketball because I would hate to run across that dude in the street if he was down on his luck. Kenyon Martin would probably be crazy. Out there in these streets, man. But Obi Toppin doesn't have that in him. Obi Toppin doesn't have that ferocity and don't care, drive the lane and dunking on cats and that type of stuff. He doesn't have that. He's not Kenyon Martin. So I don't know what this Lob City thing is going to be here. He's going to get this opportunity to get on that rim and dunk in like transition, that type of stuff. But when it comes to half court and stuff like that, I just don't see it in Obi. I just don't see it in Obi. But shout out to Obi Toppin's little brother, Jacob. That's him there in the middle of the screen. I got a chance to watch him. We all do watch the same stuff. We got a chance to watch him in summer league runs and that type of thing. As far as not organized runs, but I got to see his athleticism and stuff. He might be even more athletic than Obi Toppin. Attacking wise, taking contact and stuff like that. Jacob Toppin, I think, is a little bit stronger than Obi Toppin is. And Jacob Toppin actually is going to play small forward rather than Obi Toppin, who's listed as a power forward. People want him to play center. He has like no handle, no lateral movement and that type of thing. Jacob Toppin at least has both of those things. Can actually take his man off the dribble, shoot mid-range jump shots and that type of thing. So it'll be interesting to follow his career. So, not much going on there with that conversation, but Obi Toppin does have an opportunity to do something later on in his young career, because like I said, Obi Toppin, RJ is like only been in the league 5 years. He's only like 22 or whatever old he is. So he has the opportunity to get better too. Elephant in the room, this guy here. So listen, Fournier is in his prime. He just turned 30. If he's even 30 yet. I think he just turned 30. He turned 30 this summer, if I'm not mistaken. What I'm saying? So he's in his prime. So the people were getting upset about his comments and stuff. But what do you want him to say? He's in his prime. The Knicks did not give an explanation on why they benched him. But at the same time, Tom Thibodeau comes on and says this stuff here. I'm not sure if the video is working here, so I don't want to bore you with silence here. But he basically was talking about the decision that he make as far as defense and stuff like that. That the numbers are match, and the Knicks were a 37-22 record and a +5 rating, whatever that means. When they bench Fournier, but same thing like what most people say. Oh, they'll say something like we don't all have the same information. We all got the same information. So Tom Thibodeau saying stuff like we ain't got the same information. We know Fournier can't play defense. We know all the things defensively that he doesn't do. So he doesn't fit. But don't shit on the guy and throw dirt on the guy more like he's complete trash. He's not. Fournier is in his prime. He averaged 17, 3-3 for 5 straight seasons when he was in Orlando. He made the also team, not the also team. He made the playoffs a couple times in Orlando and played well there too. You know what I'm saying? So he's not a bad player. He could contribute somewhere. So just let's not pretend like all of a sudden Fournier is completely trash because he's not. He led the Knicks in 3-point makes last year, not last year, the year before last. So he could bring value to a team. He's just not going to fit here with us. So say that. Instead of trying to put Fournier and throw Fournier in the bus. That's not fair. You know what I'm saying? So Fournier, I feel bad for him. Just like Obi Toppin and these guys, you feel bad for those guys, but nobody feels bad for Fournier. That's the double standard I can't stand with these Knicks conversations. Is that you can shit on Julius Randle, you can shit on all these different guys that you want to shit on, and but Fournier, you're gonna like just say, oh, he's not playing, don't play defense. Listen, there's more to basketball than that. Another team could use Fournier, if they can get him. So speaking of other teams, let's take a look at salary, man. So I'm just looking at salary. Right now, the highest paid player, according to this at the moment, is Steph Curry. Of course, Dame and some of these other guys too. As soon as their contracts kick in, are going to be higher than Steph. You know what I'm saying? But this is just like a quick look at comparable salaries to Fournier. So let's go down to this. Fournier makes $18.8 million here. So this is where he is. If you guys can see that, let me see if I can highlight that. Yeah, this is what he makes there, about the 18 million now. But look at let's take a look at 5 and 5. You got Bojan Bogdanovic. Is that the guy from Detroit? I gotta click it because there's two bones. Yes, that's the guy from Detroit. So if we had what's his name? Bogdan Bogdanovic instead of Fournier on his roster, how much better would we be? Making about the same amount of money. How much better would we be? You know? Let's take a look at Buddy Hield. If he just deleted Fournier and put Buddy Hield out there, Buddy Hield will be our starting shooting guard straight off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Take a look at Joe Harris. Take a look at Keldon Johnson. The other Bogdan Bogdanovic. That's the one from Atlanta. If we had him, how much better would we be if he was on the roster? Shout out to OG Anunoby, makes the same amount of money as Fournier. If we had him instead of Fournier, how much better would we be? Marcus Smart, which was the player I was looking at before when I was talking about the Celtics, he got traded to Memphis. And things in there. Gary Trent, even Nikola Vucevic, Derek White, JaJounte Murray. Look at the salaries that we have here compared to Fournier. So if we were able to delete Fournier and put any of these guys on our team, how much better would the Knicks be? So that's something that's missed in the conversation. Besides always saying, "Oh, he can all play defense," let's add some more context to the story. You add these salaries here. If we had some of these other guys occupying that salary point, the Knicks would be freaking we would be title contenders because depth wise, we would just have enough talent depth wise to battle some of these top heavy teams that are out there. So that's just my opinion there, man. So that's a quick as I could do it. Quick overview of what I feel about what's going on with the Knicks. We have a lot of positive things to talk about. So this season for me is going to be all about positivity. Like I said, this week I'm going to go into depth about certain little brackets of stuff. As time goes on, and then also too, I believe the first preseason game is this weekend. So I'm going to try my best to see if I can make that. Let me just double check on the side here. So is it this weekend or next weekend? No, it's the 14th. So preseason starts in basically 2 weeks, man. 14, about 12 more days. The Knicks play the Wolves in preseason. So what time is that? We play at 7:30. So I'm gonna do my best to do a watch along. Watch alongs will be back in full effect. Full game watch alongs if I can make it. If I can't do it, I'll do halftime. But I'm gonna shoot to do full game watch alongs and stuff like that this year. Because it's time to get busy now. Next season. Like I said, I really love doing podcasts. I love talking on this mic. I love talking Knicks. I love giving my opinion. Like I said, there's so many people out there that want to be company men. That's a phrase that State came up with that now everybody's rolling off their tongue and not giving State credit for the stuff that he comes up with. But company man, people want to they want to sit next to Sprewell. They want to meet Sprewell. They want to interview Bill Peters and all these guys. I want to talk Knicks. You know, I want to talk sports and talk Knicks. I don't want to SD out here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to D ride nobody out here. I just want to talk Knicks. If it comes to the point where I can get somebody here and we could talk Knicks, I want to talk Knicks. I don't want to ask your opinion about what's going on when we could talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So that point, I don't know if anybody's going to steal that point, but to me, it's more exciting to talk about Knicks rather than like, hey, what's your opinion about something that I already have an opinion about? Like, get out of here. It's like it's weird to me. So anyway, people think shit that I do is weird, man. But let me scroll up a little bit so I can say hi to some people that popped up in here. I see Ajay's here. You guys throwing the smiling emojis and stuff at me. I got Trill Will is here. Will the Trill. What's good? Who else is here? I'm just trying to look to see if I missed anybody. I want to make sure that people pop in here that I show gratitude for you coming in here. Because it's not easy following all these podcasts right now. There's so many of them, and like I said, sometimes I scroll through, look up, not necessarily that I'm looking for it, but if I'm on Twitter and somebody's take pops up, guys are so worried about making the perfect take, and they look like ESPN analysts already. They're not ESPN analysts. You're in your freaking house. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are in their car. Like, let's make it light. If you want to put on a suit and stuff like that, apply for a job, man. But if you're gonna be having fun, acting all uptight is not fun to me. I can't do it. This is how I am. Uh, Yo, Chase, what's good, man? I believe you hit me up the other day about some Nick stuff. Yeah, man. The juices are flowing, man. The saliva is going. People love the Knicks right now. It's almost time. You're gonna get a lot of footage. Hopefully, the Knicks are in North Carolina, if I believe, right? So hopefully we get some footage, of them scrimmaging and stuff like that, and we really could get busy with this Knicks stuff, man. It's a new season, man. I think the Knicks are closer to champions that we ever been in a while. In like 30 years, we haven't been this close to a championship in like 30, almost 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're at the cusp of it. So, like I said, for those that are worried about not getting Drew Holiday and not getting these minuscule players and still holding out for the fact, oh, the Knicks didn't get Dame, oh, the Knicks didn't get this guy. Just be patient. I don't think that's in our cards. Embiid is interesting though, but I think Embiid will have to ask for a trade, but it's going to be hard for Morey to trade him to the Knicks. It's just not. I don't get it. People want OG Anunoby. If you look at what the Toronto Raptors, the first thing that he said in the interview today was that, oh, the only team that sued another team was the Knicks in Toronto. So I don't anticipate us ever making a deal with Toronto. So certain things like that, you just gotta just let it go. Let it go and just believe what you're looking at with the Knicks. The Knicks are holding on to assets and stuff like that. We're waiting for the opportunity to make the right move. Right now, we're trying to sift out who belongs, and who's gonna be here long term. Once we sift that out, then I think the Knicks will pounce and make that move accordingly when the move comes there, man. So just gotta be patient, man. Like I said, the only person that I see available right now is Embiid, because Giannis got Dame now, so he's gonna ride that out the next few years with him. You know what I'm saying? I don't anticipate him leaving the Bucks. He's probably gonna stay if Dame is there. You know what I'm saying? If Dame all of a sudden starts playing good, he might move. But why do we have to hold our whole franchise hostage? Just waiting for the proper move to be made. As far as like gathering, um, you know, superstar talent. So like I said, Embiid is the only one. But people don't even want to trade Mitch. They don't want to trade Grimes. Oh, no, we're not doing that. For a guy that's a former MVP. So outside of that, there's nobody else. There's nobody else to talk about as far as making that trade to bring them here to the Knicks. So like I said, we're gonna have to sit on our hands here and then just go with what we have. Believe in the group that we have. Believe in what Leon Rose and these guys are doing, making sure to keep all of our assets for when something does happen. We'll be ready to make that move. Well, that's the type of time that we're on here. So this is a group, man. This is the current New York Knicks roster. Nothing special about it. A lot of guards, a lot of we said we have decent big men because, like I said, Jericho Sims and iHeart, that's a good backup. Power forward, small forward. Excuse me, power forward center tandem. that's really good if Tom Thibodeau use it that way. Shout out to Josh Hart. DiVincenzo rebounds well. So I mean, bread and butter stuff. We're gonna be a rebounding team. We're gonna be a defensive team. We're a team that can get up and down. We're a team that can excel in the half court with the isolations. So we have a lot of things going for us with these Knicks, man. So I would rather focus on that at the present time and how we could build up on this rather than constantly talking about the star that's never gonna come here, via trade. So anyway, this is your boy Eru. Oh, let me shout out to Trav here. Trav just popped in. Trav does the intro for the Knicks podcast, man. I can never repay him for that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta hit Trav up, to see what he's doing. If we can get something going on here. But without further ado, man, it's your boy Eru, the Knicks podcast. Cue the intro.
Eru, I see you. Die hard. Trav. We gonna do this one the right way. We in here forever. Yeah. Die hard. Homie, die hard. You can check the swag, he the realest by far. Swimming in that blue and orange, he the lifeguard. Yeah, he been through pain, at least he got some nice scars. He can smell the trophy, yeah, he need it back to back. Represent himself, his own name is on his back. 10 toes down, try to stop him, he come back. Bandwagon hoppers, he will knock you off your tracks. You ain't saying nothing, Nero been here from the start. He been working in the lab to take his team and make it art. See him going over film to help him build and make him smart. He will tell you how he feels because he's real and he got heart. He will never fade away, he will never change his face. Everybody picking faves, and he's feeling out of place. Cause he is for the team, and he always rep the squad. Like that Christmas movie, he gon' always die hard. City on my back. They ask me what's my name, and it's on my back. I'm just speaking facts. We got big dreams, we ain't looking back. We be really die hard, yeah, that's a fact. We be really die hard, ain't no going back. Make the whole crowd rise like a thermostat. Fourth quarter, I'm the killer, that's gon'